Hello, squad. Hello, everyone who's tuning in on YouTube. Those who are also watching this post-stream. We got a good one today. So, for those who have been a fan of the podcast for a long time, I've done a couple of these, but I am beyond ecstatic for this one. I've had some good guests on the show. This one, it's been in the works for a couple weeks. Now, we finally have it in, and this is going to be a fun stream. So if you haven't yet, make sure sub to the channel, leave a like on the stream. There's going to be more content like this throughout the week, whether it's podcasts, interviews. Also, the MLB trade deadline's in a couple weeks. I have a special vid for that, so keep an eye out for that. And now, for the reason why all of you are here, please welcome the man himself. He is currently a Boston College outfielder. He also, during the summer, he's playing in the Cape Cod League for the Orleans Firebirds. Please welcome my guest today, Travis Honeyman.
Thank
Travis,
you.
how are we doing?
I'm doing well.
Before we get started, for those who don't know, Travis, he just got selected to the Cape Cod League All-Star Game for the Eastern Division. Congratulations on that.
Thank you very much.
And are you ready for a fun stream or what, dude?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. I got some questions ready. I actually sent them to you ahead of time, so you should know at least most of them. All right.
Okay, maybe I didn't see that. So we're going out. Yeah.
All right. First question. What got you into the game of baseball?
That's a great question. What got me into the game of baseball? Okay, so for starters, I'd probably say my brother. So if you didn't know, my brother, he went to Stony Brook, which is a college in Long Island, if you don't know about it. But he went there. He graduated high school in 2014. Played at Stony Brook for 4 years, and then he got drafted by the Seattle Mariners in 2018. So growing up with him really got me into baseball. I actually started playing a little later than him. When I was younger, I think I started like seriously playing baseball around 8 years old. My brother was playing since he was like 3. So I'd say definitely, the town I'm from at home is a big baseball town, and having my brother did what he did really helped to, inspire me to play baseball.
All right. Actually, one of the things I had later on, well, you already kind of put part of one of my later questions because, well, for an interview, you got to do your research. I had that in one of the questions. So, smart.
Yeah.
All right. Kind of getting into the earlier parts of you being a baseball fan. Who were your 3 favorite players growing up?
3 favorite players growing up. Okay, so I'm going to go obviously with Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter is my favorite player of all time.
I mean, I don't blame you for that.
Yeah, he's a legend. Then I'll go Ken Griffey Jr. and Mike Trout. Definitely Mike Trout.
Yeah, so you have one that was, well, 2 really. That was 90s, early 2000s, and then Trout 2010s to early day. So overall for the 3, not a bad list.
Yeah, pretty good list.
That's a pretty good list because you have Jeter, who's a New York legend, Ken Griffey Jr., sweetest swing in the game, and then Mike Trout, who's probably the greatest player who hasn't had much in the playoffs, which, I mean, part of it's the Angels.
That's very true.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah.
So, all right. Third question. To you, what's the difference in game style between high school and college baseball?
Yeah, so I'd say it's very different. But the high school league I played in when I was for like my high school team, it was a little like less competition. So like you'd probably have, when I was there, I'd say there were like maybe 5 D1 commits in the entire league, and we had about 4 of them. Our team was a dynasty. We were like an unbelievable team. We have like a lot of great players. Some of the guys are down here actually. So, but I'd say travel ball was like pretty similar to this because the travel team I played for when I was growing up, played at a pretty high level and went down to like the big tournaments down in like Georgia and Arizona and Florida. So that's different. But coming down to college, it's just that, especially playing in the ACC, it's just everyone is like the best player from their high school. So you basically take all the best players from their high school and put them on one team from all over the country, and those are the guys you're playing against every day. So it's definitely a lot harder, but it's definitely a lot more fun.
All right.
Yeah.
So that was good. All right. So, fourth question. This is going to be a little bit of a longer one for me. So, last year, you were in, if I was correct, and I put this down, the New England Collegiate Baseball League and ended up winning the batting title. Do you feel like that ended up being a step forward for this past season and so far this summer?
Yeah, I'd say big time. My freshman year at school, I didn't really get a lot of at bats. Didn't go the way I wanted to, but went into the summer after that and got to play every day and like do my thing. So I'd say going into that, like a lot of momentum. I got my name out there and was just able to like keep going up from there. So I'm pretty happy that I was able to do that.
All right. Question number 5. And this is something you mentioned earlier. So you're eligible, if I'm correct, for the draft next year.
Yes, sir.
You just had the draft. Well, I think, a couple of days ago we had it. So, 5th question. Do you feel like having a brother who got drafted in the MLB has helped you get a feel of what traveling in baseball, if you do get drafted, is like?
Yeah. So like I said before, like my brother is he's definitely my role model and like everything he did, I want to do. Like obviously he played D1 baseball. I'm playing D1 baseball now. He did really well. He got drafted just like every kid's dream. But yeah, so he was when he was playing, he actually just retired this year. But he was never home. He was always on the road. He was in Arkansas. He was in some places that we probably never heard of, just playing baseball every single day. So it's definitely a grind. You gotta love it. But that's why we're all down here, because we love it. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of travel and a lot of time away from home, but it's very fun.
Oh, all right. Question 6. Now back on the college front. What led you to wanting to go to Boston College?
You got great questions. Let me think. So, okay, I'd say at Boston College was the first school that, really started recruiting me when I was in high school. When I was younger, I never really thought of Boston College for baseball, but my brother actually played on a summer team down in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada, called the Thunder Bay Border Cats in the Northwoods League. And one of his teammates, his name's Mitch Begris, he played at Boston College. So I started to find out, like what Boston College baseball was because of Mitch. And, he was a good player. I looked up to him. He was really fun to watch. So after that, when I started getting recruited, Boston College called me. And one of the guy that recruited me, he actually left there, but I really liked him. And, he was really good to me. His name's Alex Trezza. And he was a big part of me committing to Boston College. And obviously Coach Gambino, I love that guy, and he really knows what he's doing.
Yeah, it's also safe to say that being in Boston College, you've had a lot of great teammates as well. You had a couple that just got drafted as well in this year's draft. I know one of them got drafted by Detroit. I don't know who the other one got drafted by.
Luke Gold got drafted by Detroit. Joey Mancini got drafted by the Astros. Max Gee got drafted by the Angels. And Mason Pelio, not too sure what team Mason got drafted to, but yeah, they're all great players. Mason, I'm going to check. I need to, just for my own sake. Mason got drafted by the Reds.
Oh, by Cincinnati. All right.
Yes, we got the Reds, Angels, Astros, and Tigers. So a wide variety of teams.
Yeah, wide variety of teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Question 7. What so far has been your favorite memory playing baseball?
My favorite memory playing baseball. You talking? That's a great question.
Yeah. It's like in general, that's a tough one.
Yeah, this is a tough question.
Yeah,
I had a
you're
lot.
going
So,
from age 8 to now, and
yeah,
you've had a lot of good moments. So it's like, which one to pick?
I would probably say, I mean, maybe winning a state championship in high school is pretty cool, but I think like the coolest moment I've ever had, like up to date, was probably last summer. Um, that was pretty cool. But when I was younger, I did this thing like the photo you put up of the home run derby thing.
Yeah,
I'd say that was like the coolest thing because I was like, nobody knew who I was. I was like a 14-year-old kid, and I won that home run derby, and really helped me out with like recruiting and stuff like that, and it was really cool and fun. So I'd say that winning a state championship in last summer. Can't pick one, so
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, again, you've had a lot of good moments, so it's hard to narrow it down to just one.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
honestly, I don't blame you.
Yeah, thank you.
Even playing baseball myself,
Yeah,
it's hard to pick what your favorite moment would be.
yeah.
All right. All right, question 8. As a player, what would you say would be the best advice growing up that you would pass along to younger players nowadays?
Yeah, I'd definitely say don't take it too serious and try to have as much fun as you can as possible. When I was younger, obviously I had a lot of fun playing, but I really care about baseball. Sometimes I care a little bit too much, and then I start to like not have as much fun. So it's all about having fun. And if you don't love it, you're not going to be successful. So you got to fall in love with it, and the only way you're going to do that is if you have fun. So I'd say just try to have it sounds cliche, but have as much fun as possible.
Yeah, that is some good advice. Which I mean, you're doing a game that you're passionate about and you love, which in a way you could tie in with work as well. Because if you're doing something and you're just miserable doing it, it's like, what was the point?
Yeah,
Because
that's
you're
very
doing
true.
something you love, plus you're able to share that while also I'm doing something that I love to do. So honestly, it's a win-win.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's a really good thing for both of us because
very
we're both
true.
doing something we enjoy.
Yeah.
All right. Question 9. What player do you feel like you model your game after the most?
Like a big league guy?
It could be a big league guy, could be a guy that he's coming up through the ranks, could be anyone.
That's a good question too. Um, you know, so oh wow, that's a great question. I'd say this is a tough question. Um, you know what? I'm gonna go with Julio Rodriguez. So Julio
Ooh,
Rodriguez, yeah, it's a little bold.
that's a good one.
It's a little bold, but I'm going with Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah,
So
that's a bullet,
he played,
especially seeing what he did a couple nights ago with the Derby.
yeah. So he played with my brother. He played with my brother for 2 seasons. So when I'd go watch my brother play, I'd see Julio, and he's just he plays with a lot of energy and really has fun out there. It's like kind of what I do, and he's an outfielder just like me and similar in age too. That guy's a beast. But I'm gonna go with Julio just because I look up to him and I try to like model what I do like based off what he does. So I'm going with Julio.
All right. So already kind of went through all the questions quicker than I thought I would have.
Ah,
But so that leads us to the last word, which it's open to you if you want to talk about baseball in general, stuff you'd pass on for younger generations, life. The floor is open to you.
yeah. So like I said before about just like have as much fun as possible. You're not gonna be like successful in this game at all if you're not having fun. I find when I'm struggling and stuff like that, it's because I'm taking it too serious. I'm thinking too much. This game's like obviously really mental. If everybody knows that, but you get a new opportunity every day. That's the best thing about playing down here in school ball. Like we play so many games that if you go 0 for 5 in one game, you could be the hero the next day and go 5 for 5, which is pretty crazy. Like football and stuff like that, you play once every week, and if you stink, you stink. So you don't really have another opportunity to turn it around real quick. But I learned a lot of new stuff down here playing in the Cape. Made a lot of great friends, and majority of these guys are going to be like high draft picks. So it was good to see, how they go about their business and stuff like that. And last summer, the guys I played with were really good too, and the guys on my team now at BC are really good as well. But just seeing how these guys work, meaning like they're from all over the country, and I never heard of some of these guys before I even came down here. So it's pretty cool to see what how they think about baseball and how they act. And I'd say I definitely made me more mature down here, and I was able to learn a lot. So I'm pretty happy that I came down here.
All right. So on that note, that's all we have for those who want to see more of what Travis is about. I will be linking his Insta in the bio of this video. So if you have Insta, make sure to leave him a follow. And also, the Cape Cod League All-Star Game is in a couple weeks. You know the date for that?
It is on Saturday, which I think is the 23rd.
All right, July 23rd, the Cape Cod League All-Star Game. If Nesson picks that up, you know me, I'll be watching that. I will be watching that. When I see you, I'll be like, there's my guy.
Yes, sir.
I'll be loving it. Of course, I'm happy for you. Congratulations again on the All-Star nod.
Thank you so much,
everyone who has tuned in to the stream. This has been a fun stream for both of us. Travis, any final thoughts before we sign off?
I just want to thank you for having me on here. I had a lot of fun, and thank you again.
All right. With that, thank you everyone who has tuned in. This week's episode of The Last Word, that it's all sports news, that will be up either today or tomorrow. And thank you again, Travis, for being on. And with that, thank you everyone, and have a blessed day. Peace.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.